So far, we've discussed how to think about and harness vision, the components that you will need to get a hold of in order to turn your vision into a reality: willpower, skills, incentives, resources, and an action plan. And then how to build the right habits so you can follow through on everything. So that's it. Easy, right? Crushing life yet? It tends to fight back. So now I'm going to give you an approach to overcome obstacles. You want to start by assessing where you currently are in relation to your vision. Then create your action plan by breaking down the process of achieving what you want into smaller, manageable goals that will guide you to the end objective and the tasks needed to achieve each one. When setting these sub-goals, you want to make sure the level of challenge is right for each one. If the challenge level isn't high enough for you, you might get bored, start indulging in short-term pleasures, or your mind will start wandering and guiding you into doing something that is completely irrelevant. If the level of challenge is too high, it leads to anxiety. The ability for you to get into a state of relaxed concentration, also known as the flow state, while carrying out the needed task at hand, is a good indication of whether the sub-goal has been set with the right degree of challenge for you. So to summarize, assess where you currently are, make your action plan, and then get into your flow state. This is the course you want to be on. But as you go along it, obstacles will come up. Now, as you're challenged by these obstacles, keep track and become aware of when they cause you to become emotional and cloud your ability to problem solve. The common pitfall reactions that people fall into include getting derailed from their vision and getting distracted, giving up completely, or wasting energy blaming others for their own shortcomings. These reactions weaken your will and increase the fear of dealing with future obstacles. The effective way to respond is to take creative action to solve them. See them as a learning opportunity and find new ways to continue to engage while keeping your state of relaxed concentration. Keep striving to get into and maintain that flow state. It's very important because once you're immersed in a task in this way, the negative emotions disappear. And once you use it to overcome an obstacle, your resolve strengthens, and overcoming obstacles of the same type in the future will become easier. So now the big question: how do you get over your emotional reactions and keep your flow state? Here's a technique. Think of an emotional reaction as coming from a bias. A bias is an unproven and usually unquestioned idea that leads you to make a general assumption about something. The lack of understanding people have of their obstacles are usually caused by general assumptions that they make that cloud their ability to see a situation clearly. This could extend to beliefs they have about other people, about themselves, about the future, about something that they fear. Like, for example, all salesmen are crooks, or I don't deserve this, or there's a boogie monster under the bed. These shouldn't be dealt with by just trying to intellectualize them. Just acknowledge and accept the emotions as they are, trace them back and pinpoint the event that triggered the emotional reaction, and then see if you can identify the bias that caused it. Once it's identified, ask yourself whether it actually holds true, or whether it's possible that other explanations could exist, and find a way to test it, the same way the scientific method tests hypotheses. While this process will most likely be uncomfortable, it will help you start distinguishing between the different levels of certainty you have about things you previously assumed to be true. And it will build the skill and habit of creative problem solving. You'll be uncovering new perspectives that will lead to new solutions. It is also very important not to lie to yourself, especially when you're testing a bias, because lying can turn into a habit as well, and it erodes the trust that you have in yourself. Lying includes exaggerating, overgeneralizing, ignoring uncomfortable facts, or distorting information. If you take on this process with absolute responsibility, it's very effective. It will chip away deeply held biases and resolve the negative emotions that are being caused by them. As you go through this process repeatedly, over time you will develop stronger and more accurate intuition. You will be able to remember things more clearly, and you will be able to feel out situations better. As you declutter your mind, the next move that you should make will become clear. And once you've identified that, focus solely on carrying it out. Don't overwhelm yourself by thinking what needs to be done afterwards. Alright, so we went through some deeper stuff today. But now is definitely the time to start getting rid of those biases that are preventing you from getting what you truly want. So remember, assess where you are, build your action plan, get into your flow state, problem solve, stay on your course, let things come together around you, and never give up. In my next installment, I'm going to be bringing all of this material together. So until then, keep remembering, do what makes you strong, stop doing what makes you weak.